Is big tech making a mad dash for power and censoring free speech? You might have seen that the alternative social media app Parler has been booted from the services of Amazon, Apple, and Google, probably out of fear that Trump would incite more violence. Now, Donald Trump's personal Twitter account has been banned indefinitely. His POTUS account, President of the United States account, has been suspended, probably until he leaves office. And many people who follow him on Twitter, their accounts have been deactivated, probably permanently. There's a lot of people that are wondering, what does this mean? Are we being told, shh, shut your mouth? Well, I'm going to tell you guys today exactly how important it is to truly use your voice in a genuine, loving, caring, but very authentic way. Remember, please smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe, send hate mail, donate. Make sure to do your taxes, get plenty of vitamin D, move around a little bit more, and get ready for a real deep dive right here on Waking Infinity News. Welcome back to Waking Infinity News. I'm your host, Ben Joseph Stewart. It should come as no surprise to you that big tech companies are making a mad power grab. Power grabs usually bring on more power grabs, and when the momentum is moving in a specific direction, it seems to continually go in that direction at an accelerated rate, and then it'll smooth itself back out. So obviously I'm talking about alternative social media app Parler being booted from Amazon, Apple, and Google. Why? Probably because Donald Trump is being blamed for inciting a riot. They actually call it stochastic terrorism. They knew this, or Trump knew that this would happen just by saying, hey, come and protest in Washington, D.C. So they're calling that stochastic terrorism. Very interesting. So moving beyond this, Twitter, as I said before, has booted Donald Trump's personal page and suspended his POTUS page, President of the United States page. A lot of supporters of Donald Trump have been silenced, and just people with more conservative leanings have been silenced, and a lot of people are saying, this is unfair. Well, there's always this tipping back and forth. I think 4 years ago when Donald Trump won the election, a lot of people were saying the very same thing, just completely polarized. Social media, big tech, bad. Look what they did. They got Orange Man into office. So while all this is happening, I think there's a story beneath the story, and I'm going to get into that a little later. But I want to just give you a couple more pieces of news here. Nancy Pelosi went to the Pentagon and asked them what the measures would be. How do we take measures to keep Donald Trump, who is clearly, according to her and many people in office right now, Donald Trump seems clearly unhinged, and we don't want him with the nuclear codes. We don't want him in control of the military-industrial complex. The interesting thing about that is they at the Pentagon turned back to her, and even the New York Times said that they resented how she brought it up and what she brought up, because they had to tell her, what you are talking about is textbook definition military coup. That is a military coup. And there's a lot of people saying, we need to impeach him. And some people are saying, why not just wait a couple days until he's out of office? And they're saying, no, you don't get it. We need to impeach him now. Why? So he can't run in 2024. And there's many other things, like money is taken from him, and I don't think that really matters. I think they either A, don't want him running in 2024, or the people in Q are right, which I don't personally believe. But the people are who support this whole idea about Q. Okay, not Q, everyone calls it QAnon, but that's really a group that formed around Q, and these Q drops that are basically saying that there is this underlying patriotic conspiracy where Trump is here to eradicate pedophilia, drain the swamp, all that kind of stuff. You guys have probably heard that by now. There are many people in that whole group that are basically saying, trust the plan. This is all part of the plan. Why are they trying to impeach him? Because with his last few days in office, he still does have control over the military, and he can, invoke the Insurrection Act, wage martial law, whatever. There are many things that people are saying, and one specifically I have to share with you. There's this guy, Brian Anderson, MAGA. Some say he's a big Q supporter. So I tried to look him up because of a very specific post that he made. And the post got to me, and then I was like, okay, well, let's click on his Twitter account. As you see, deactivated. Okay, so let's read you what this post actually says. Breaking report. Space Force is involved in the worldwide blackouts we are seeing in multiple countries right now. This is a test run of the top secret Global Broadcast Satellite Program. GBS can bathe any broadcast system with a particle beam technology to override the machinery. Trump will use this program to enable direct contact with all television screens for a worldwide address in which he will reveal the signing of multiple new executive orders that will allow the swift trial through military tribunals for all those who chose treason over the past week and 4 years. He committed to a smooth transition of power to a new administration. That administration will be new, with a new patriotic VP and without the trough of treasonous swamp actors or working to undermine him. This is now justified under Emergency Broadcast Act as Internet Platforms activated Section 4 through their seditionist censorship. Pence is actively pursuing 25th Amendment, so Trump is putting a system in place ASAP. So again, Brian Anderson's Twitter page, not to be found. Maybe that post was a little too Q for them. Okay, well, so I dug a little bit deeper. He said something about particle beam technology. I wanted to know more because I know quite a bit about lasers. This sounded like a weapon to me. I've heard of this stuff before. But I was like, okay, let's take a look at the Space Force website, see if we can find anything. The only thing I found on the Space Force website is the latest news is really saying that, and this is today's news, that the Space Force is now the 18th arm or tentacle of the intelligence agencies in the United States. Congratulations. Okay, Space Force, Guardians, whatever you want to call them. Okay. Now, if you go and you Wikipedia Global Broadcasting Service, what you will see is not a single mention of particle beam technology. That doesn't mean it's not there. So I was just like, okay, I need to type in Global Broadcast Service and particle beam laser technology. And what came up was a Fox News article that said the U.S. is asking for $300 million to test satellite-mounted particle beam lasers. The article goes on to say, in the very first line, the U.S. military is looking to develop and test more weapons it can blast into space to fire at targets on the surface of the Earth. Let's hope Brian Anderson is a rabble-rouser or an uninformed idiot instead of an inside scoop kind of guy, because if he's an inside scoop kind of guy, and really we are about to see some particle beam technology action to broadcast a message, I believe that message, because of what I'm reading, would not be a verbal message. It would be a declaration of war. I want to know what you guys think. Is Trump actually planning on something? With his final few days in office, is he going to broadcast something? Will there be military tribunals? Will we start to see massive pedophile rings and politicians that were treasonous being held in military tribunals? All the backstabbers, they say. I want to know your thoughts. Was Nancy Pelosi's laptop stolen? Was that the reason for the Capitol siege? A lot of people are saying that was a little too easy for those people to get into that office. And why this barbarian who, if you go back into, there's some frescoes or at least drawings or paintings of the siege of the Capitol in Rome in 455. There were people holding these big old pillars like you see in the modern day Capitol siege, and also a guy with horns, looking very much so like the other guy with horns that sat in Nancy Pelosi's chair. To me, I look at this and I say, okay, the surface level media is saying a bunch of country bumpkins broke through the barricades, they broke in and they vandalized. Look at all the violence. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Maybe. Maybe that's just the cover story for something deeper. I'm not saying I actually believe this, but I absolutely have to stay open to different ideas because I don't ever just completely carte blanche believe whatever the media says. So perhaps it was something there to blame the other side. Look at all the MAGA people, but it was really Antifa. Okay, maybe. Maybe it was even deeper than that. Maybe this was actually a ceremony. Maybe we are meant to see somebody dressed like a Norse barbarian basically taking over the Capitol and sitting in Nancy Pelosi's chair. Maybe. Maybe if you go even deeper, some people say that this was a way, it was just a ruse in order for them to get in. Nancy Pelosi left behind her laptop. People stole it, right? Stolen property, but there's information on that laptop that we need to know about. Maybe all of this is bonkers, and this is what people's minds do when they're trying to look beneath the surface at nothing. Maybe the story really is a bunch of MAGA supporters or Trump supporters, MAGA hat wearers, and other people who are just like, oh, looks like people are breaking into the Capitol. Let's just go do it and see what happens, right? Tragically, I believe 5 people died in the Capitol siege. I want to hear what you guys think. I am going to go deeper, much deeper on the deep dive here because I believe that everything that's happening right here is a cover story for a cover story. And I've uncovered some research that I need to share with you guys, but I can't do it here. So I need you to go to benjosephstewart.com, go to the news section, click on the deeper dive video, because I'm going to share some stuff with you that I can't fully corroborate. But I can tell you that, guys, that as I'm looking deeper into this, there's something that has to do with these PCR tests. There's something that has to do with laser beam technology, and I can't go any further here, so I'm going to stop. I love you guys. I really, I appreciate you guys' support. Please donate if you can. It helps me bring this message to you. It helps me do all the research that I do, and I want to get deeper into it. Not so I can bring you what mainstream news is telling you, just like kind of tweak a few things. I want to start going deeper. And really the best example of how I'll go deeper is what I'm going to show to you all on the deeper dive on benjosephstewart.com. So I really appreciate everything you guys are doing to support me. The best thing you can do beyond clicking like, subscribing, all that jazz is share this video. Share it out as far as you can. But not only that, when you share it out, make sure you tell people to look at the deeper dive section on benjosephstewart.com. under the news section. It's quite important. So I'll see you all over there. I want to thank you guys again for everything. Try and stay positive. And remember, here's what I promised you in the intro. Your voice is the most important thing you could be sharing right now. There's a lot of people who actually believe the masks are to shut you up so you can't use your voice. There's a lot of people that are saying this censorship and the big tech power grab is here to zip it, not to hear what you have to say. There's a lot of people who say that this goes so deep that it's actually in your genes, that your genes actually respond to your voice. When you use it authentically, your genes know and they express your maximum human potential. That's actually what I need to get into, but unfortunately I can't go too deep into that right here. I have to do it on the deeper dive because it has to do with what I'm talking about with the PCR tests, laser beam technology, teleportation. I can't go any further. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys next time on Waking Infinity News.